Welcome to the PK Fish training video series. Today, we will be talking about time management. At PK Fish, we focus on three main components of time management: dead space, planning ahead, and watching the clock. Let's start with dead space. If you are not familiar with the lesson content and the platform operations, you may forget how to teach slides, press the wrong buttons, or have trouble authorizing, muting, or giving trophies to students. Awkward moments like these are called dead space, and they make for a disorganized classroom. As such, we seek to avoid them. Here are some tips on how to eliminate dead space. First, prepare the class ahead of time. Enter the classroom from the Blackboard editor and open the lesson that you will teach. Open all the files and go through each slide to make sure you know what kind of props you can use and how to operate the lesson. When you need time to open files or switch tools, repeat what the students just learned. Next, let's talk about planning ahead. It's important to know what you're going to be teaching, which is why we recommend reading through your lesson beforehand, even if you've taught it before. When reading through the lesson, make sure you consider your students' capabilities. If your students are more capable than the average student at their level, they may speed through the lesson. If your students are less capable than average, they may take longer going through each slide. In either of these cases, you'll need to find ways to keep pace with the recommended time per slide. We'll talk about ways to do this later. The other important aspect of time management is watching the clock. Each slide will show approximately how much time you should spend on it. Make sure you acknowledge the amount of time and try to hit that target. If you're really struggling with using the appropriate amount of time, you can set a timer on each slide. It's important to note that you should never set a timer for the entire lesson, as parents will think that you're stingy about not going overtime. Now we will cover some tips to use if you find that you have too much time left. Firstly, there is an extra optional slide at the end of each lesson that can be used to make up a few minutes of extra time. Secondly, you can use supplementary materials such as flashcards, puppets, costumes, games, and TPR practice. If you don't follow the gradual release methods we recommend, you will likely have too much time left, so make sure to follow all the steps covered in the gradual release videos. If you have overly capable students, delegate tasks to them. Look for talented students and encourage them to model pronunciation and repetition for the others. Now we're going to cover a couple of ways in which you can catch up on time if you find that you're behind. You should never skip any slides, as each slide has important information. The only slide that can be skipped, if necessary, is the extend slide, as it is supplementary. The other main way to make up time is to adjust the way you use gradual release. You still need to follow all of the steps, but rather than having every student practice every slide individually, you can simply choose one or two to participate individually and alternate students between slides. Thank you for watching our training video. We hope you were able to understand all of the information provided. But if you have any questions at all, please contact us at training@wuhaotech.com.